Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler, and welcome to episode number 103. What to do with 600,000 Hilton Honors points. So, in the overview, I'll go through that. I'll talk about what are Hilton Honors points and how do you earn them. How far can you go with 600,000 Hilton points? And I've got a sample West Coast trip that I actually sort of quasi booked without booking them, and then a sample East Coast trip because I have over 600,000 points. And then lastly, how to earn 600,000 points. So I'm looking forward to going through these details because I think it's one of the exciting things that you can do when you do timeshares in the combination. Before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about my channel, then I'm going to drop right into the details. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter, Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com. Let's start off with what are Hilton Honors points and how do you earn them? This may be a review for many of you who have traveled and been involved in this, but Hilton Honors points are loyalty points that you get for staying at Hilton branded hotels and using partners in various things. The points are a form of currency. I look at them as, a certain value that I have. It's almost like savings, and that can be used for free night stay. And the one thing I want to point out is when you stay 4 nights, you get the 5th night free. So I always stay, not always, but most of the time I stay 5 nights, so I only really pay for 4. And how to earn points, stay at the Hilton branded hotels and pay the rates. So if you are working in companies having you travel, stay consistent and stay with one brand. In this case, we're talking about Hilton. Use a Hilton branded credit card, and what I mean by that, in my case, I use the Aspire, which is a top end, which gives you 14 points for every dollar you spend at Hilton and various other things. Attend Hilton Grand Vacation timeshares. One of the reasons I'm doing this is I'm a timeshare traveler, and I also use the hotels. So when you attend sales presentations, you often I always take the points. I don't take the money because I want the points because they are more valuable when you stay for free. And I'll go through that with 600,000 points. And you can also attend a Hilton Grand Vacations marketing tour, which is kind of a vacation of usually, like, for example, I've done Las Vegas, 4 days, 3 nights for $112, plus I usually get 60 to 100,000 Hilton Honors points. So that's an example. There are other partners like rental cars, you get points, Lyft, and other partners offer points. So that's just an example. I'm hopefully done with the review, but it gives you a basis upon how I use these. So how far can you go with 600,000 Hilton Honors points? Well, let me first give you a caveat. I could do a few less points by doing some of the other brands, but I like to do Homewood Suites for the example. I did it for both examples just to keep it consistent. They offer free breakfast. They have free dinners. I think it's usually Monday through Thursday. They have full kitchens. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm kind of viewing this as the vacation and trips you do. You are sort of timeshare light. So it's kind of like a timeshare. And that allows you to sort of do the trade-off of, you can eat out dinner some nights, but some nights you cook in, and that way it manages your budget. And my view is it's a trade-off of all these things you do. It's money that you're having to spend or money you've saved, and it's a choice of the more frugal you can be or the more cost-conscious you can be on a day-to-day basis, the longer you can have for these trips and have for vacation. So that's why I picked Homewood Suite, because it gives you that balance. Again, if that's not for you, there's other choices that would be actually less points, and so you could stretch it a little further that way, but you'd probably spend more money on hotel meals and stuff like that. Potential upgrades, the credit card, the Aspire card that I have, gives you diamond status, and I've been upgraded from studios to 1 bedrooms or 1 bedrooms to 2 bedrooms, staying with just because I have the credit card and I have the status because of it. And again, I like having many of the features of timeshare we have, the choice of going out to dinner or cooking. on to the examples. Okay, for the West Coast trip or the Southwest United States trip, I chose to go from Los Angeles, then to Phoenix, and then to the San Diego area. So I started out in Los Angeles at Redondo Beach, close to the beach. It's not right on the beach. That was in March to April 1st. It was 98,000 points. And I'll at the end of this, I'll put the actual temporary bookings that I sort of did. I didn't actually complete the booking, but I did it. And then I ended up at the Phoenix Metro Center from April 1st to the 6th. And it's about a 5-hour drive from Los Angeles, depending on the time of day. I have to worry about that a little bit. Could be 6 hours. And then I was there for 5 days. And again, at the Homewood Suites. And then I ended up in San Diego, which actually, it's north of San Diego. It's actually the beach areas. Again, great walking the beach. I love staying there. So I picked the Homewood Suites in Carlsbad, which is north of San Diego. And the total, you can see the points, 198,000 for the Los Angeles, 158 in Phoenix, and then 200,000 points, which is a grand total of 556, which is below the 600K points, but I figured you have a few extra left over. And you might be able to do it, might be a little bit more in the summer, a little less in the fall, but that gives you a general idea for a nice West Coast trip. And you've got 15 days, which is over 2 weeks, that you've gotten for free just by using your points. So not a bad vacation for a 2-week trip. And for my sample East Coast trip, it's a Florida trip. So, and I picked similar dates. I didn't do the exact dates. I did March 26th through the 31st at Fort Lauderdale Airport, cruise port, the Homewood Suites there, and that was 200,000 points. And then I went to Orlando, so I sort of started in the southeast, went to the mid, staying at the Homewood Suites by Hilton Orlando. That's, if you get upgraded to a 1-bedroom, that's enough. If you have a couple kids, you can probably, even if you don't get upgraded, they have a fold-out couch. So there you are if you want to do Disney World for 5 days. And then over to Tampa to catch the on west side of Florida. And for 5 nights there. So again, you're paying for 4 with points, and the 5th night is free, and that's 160,000 points. So in this case, it's a little bit less. It was 200,000 points for the Fort Lauderdale, followed by the Orlando at 159, and then 160,000 points in Tampa. So there you have it. There's your sample East Coast trip. You can see, not bad. Again, 15 nights for free just by doing this. So now I'll go through what I did to come up with those points. So here's how I got the 600,000 points. And this is the quickest way. There are other ways to do it over a longer period of time. I didn't even include staying in hotels because I didn't want to make that assumption. So if you get the American Express Aspire card, you typically can get between 135 and 150,000 points. It varies. So just kind of have to find when it's 150. Attend 2 timeshare presentations, because again, I'm the timeshare traveler, so I think you should be interested at least looking at them, and you can do presentations and get 120K, or you could do 1 marketing presentation as well and sort of get the same kind of point situation. And if you buy a timeshare for around $25,000, use your credit card to pay it off, and usually there's 60 days. So even if you don't have 25K as your credit line, because that's rather large actually, you could do multiple payments and just use the money you saved to pay for it, and just take out a temporary loan and then just pay off the loan through Hilton. They give you 60 days, same as cash. So that gives you 350,000 points. So that's actually 620,000 points to do the math, but that's to give you an example how you do it. So there you have how you can get basically 15 days of vacation pretty easily, and you end up owning a timeshare, which has got its own benefits, but I don't want to go into that in great detail. Right after this, I'll sort of do a quick snapshot of the bookings that I did, so you can actually see they were real bookings and so forth. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Thank you.